Africa. It's your unleash your creativity. The movement. 2015. Are you ready? Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. We come to the house of champions. We eat to these things like scorpions. We on the winners, we on the champion. Acting no dancing, everything no singing. We on the champion. We strong, we are creative. Food and innovative. You got it.
Hello, welcome to Unleash Your Creativity Season 4. Unleash Your Creativity is a film capacity building project designed for the African youth. It's all about the art and science of filmmaking. Participants are in camp and they are learning the act of filmmaking. My name is Anu Gospel Fame. Let's start the show today with the aerobic with the participants. Let's join them to shake up our body. Immediately after the aerobics, I will be taking you to class with Tola Balogun, a member of the Directors Guild of Nigeria, who will be taking the participants on script writing. As you all know that filmmaking is better from script writing. So before you want to start the film, you start from the script. So let's start from there. I'll be right back, don't go nowhere.
Africa. It's your unleash your creativity. The movement. 2015. Are you ready? Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. We come to the house of champions. We eat to these things like scorpions. We on the winners, we on the champion. Acting no dancing, everything no singing. We on the champion. We strong, we are creative. Food and innovative. You guys open for.
Sorry, I had to massage my laps a bit. We had aerobics this morning. It has been very, very good. I know exercise is to keep fit for flexibility and performance. Then, I really feel because my thigh is like this. Each time I'm going on the staircase, there's always work coming down again and all of that. But well, nothing good comes easy. When there's no pain, there's no gain. Just like the pressure we go through and we still at the end of the day benefits.
Seriously, today's aerobics was really mad. Golibe really stressed us out. Seriously, but though it's fun because she's a funny person and she's mixing her aerobics, her training with comedy, and but now I'm really feeling the pain because all my legs, my hand, my shoulder, they're really aching me.
It's your unleash your creativity. The movement. 2015. Are you ready? Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity. Got the ability to come from the city. We come to the house of champions. We eat to these things like scorpions. We on the winners, we on the champion. Acting no dancing, everything no singing. We on the champion. We strong, we are creative. Food and innovative. You got it.
Your storyline must have an idea. Your story must have an idea. Then you already have an idea, envy. Which area of envy do you want to dissect? Is it from the family? Is it workplace? Are you getting it? Family, work, school? Are you dealing with the middle class, the middle-aged people? Are you dealing with people, the teenagers? Is your story? Is your story hinging on teenagers who need to be very careful about some certain sensitivities before getting to adulthood? Are you dealing with somebody from 18 years and above to 30? What are the issues? Are the issues peculiar issues, especially issues on cultism, theft, confusion. Between the age of 16, 17, 16, 15, 16, 17, 18, a young girl will say, there's just one guy, I just like seeing that guy. That's the period of where love begins to build in the heart of that child. And it was like, there's somebody somewhere she always likes to see. Every time they send that child, she wants to follow that guy's house to just wave him. But she doesn't know what she's... So your story, what direction is it taking? Are the family sensitive to that child at that given time? That why I'm taking out time to talk to you this way, you must have the foundation of your story. It must have a direction before you can even start writing script. You must conclude the direction of your script, of your story, not even script. So you must have the fundamentals. Where is the story going? Who are the people involved? What will happen to them at this stage? At that stage, how will they now, before everything comes to the climax of your story? Are you getting what I'm saying? Most people that are not successful in script writing, they are not successful because they just pick their biro and begin to write. Or they just pick their system and begin to write. They've not sat down and look at their story, build it, and say, okay, from this plot, now, let me take it one after the other. Now, when you have your story, the next thing you now begin to look at, when you have your story, your idea, your story, you've built it up from the beginning to the end. Now, you now begin to build your plots. Your plots. What does it do in your story, your plots? That is when you now begin to separate the chaff from the corn. Are you guys following me? That is where you now begin to create level of suspense, climax, and anticlimaxes. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's the period your suspense will begin to come in place. Your plots. If I move from this stage, because your story must take about 3 dimensions. First, the foundation. That is, in building your plot, you must have the foundation of your story. You must have the middle of your story, which is your plot. The middle. What happens in the middle? Where the confusions, where everything becomes scattered. Before you begin to go to the end of your story, where you now pull everything together, your plot. And I said, okay, you now begin to resolve all those problems you have created in the middle of the story. Because you need the middle to shake up your story. You need the foundation to introduce to the audience. Okay, this is where I'm coming from. There's a young girl, her name is Titi. The mother died while she's about to write her WAEC. And she struggled because they've already paid for the mother did not even pay for the WAEC before she died. And she has to pay for her WAEC. She has to write mock first, though they've paid for mock. And now she has to choose. Either she has to work in the farm for some days to be able to raise money for WAEC. And if she works, there's a particular day that she's going to work very well. If she misses that day, she cannot raise enough money to pay for the WAEC. So she's now caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Do you get it now? And so you are building your foundation of your story. So everybody like, oh God, what is going to happen to this girl? And before you know it, she cannot pay for her WAEC. And it's just the last minute. Something just happened somewhere, somehow. The principal of the school, who have seen that this girl has been a good girl. But you cannot just suddenly come up and say that girl is a good girl in your story. You must have built that foundation from the beginning of your story. People must have seen some traits in her, so that if they see those things happening in the future, that somebody will now refer to her that she's a good girl. That trait must have happened from the foundation of your story, that the girl is a good girl. In such things you have created, maybe one particular scene, one old woman is coming back from farm with firewood. She has helped the old woman. Maybe in the school, some students are misbehaving. She doesn't know the topic. They are writing tests. She doesn't know the topic. People are giraffing, and she refused and said, I prefer to fail. You've shown the audience that this girl, she has a quality foundation. Such must be in your story, in your foundation, about the girl called Titi. before you begin to delve into the complexities of the story in the subplots. Are you guys following what I'm saying? Because you have a major plot of your story. Your major plot is a girl who was nobody, eventually struggled, went through thick and thin, and became something in life. So, what are the subplots before she's able to get those things? That is what the audience is even interested in. You can say it with mouth. That girl, she poor before she done dey rich. Story never finish. Are you guys following me? But what are those things? What are those subplots? What are those things that even in the course of the story, it looks like she's going to fail completely. Nothing is going to happen. And somehow, through one careless something somewhere, she's able to top that negative situation, and she comes out of it, and she's big. And now that middle of the story, that is where you have your major plot starts from the foundation, but you have subplots in the middle of the story, because that is where you confuse audience. That is when the audience will begin to lose hope. That is when the audience will be, oh God, what is happening? That is when the audience will, oh, I know where the story they go. And suddenly you twist it, and the audience is like, oh my God, I thought I knew. Are you guys following what I'm saying? Yes. Am I communicating? Yes. So those are your subplots. In your subplots, which is the middle of the story now, where you can have your subplots. Because if you have subplots from the foundation of your story, you'll be confusing yourself and confusing everybody. Because the foundation is just to introduce your characters, where they are going. Because from your script, in that foundation, you introduce your characters. Character A, character B, character C. What will they be doing? You must define their character Bible. Hello? That's what is called the character Bible. All characters cannot have the same traits. They cannot have the same history. So you must create character Bible for each of the characters in your story, because you already have your foundation. What's your name? Leo. You? What will Leo be doing? Who is Leo? What are the limitations of Leo? What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses as a character? Tony, what are his weaknesses? What are his strengths? Peace, who is in the middle of Tony and Leo? Tony is a nice guy, beautiful house. He's not in love with Peace. Peace is in love with Leo. And Tony, who is a poor guy, is in love with Peace. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, what is the difference? Apart from the affluence and the abject poverty in the life of Tony and affluence in the life of Leo, and this girl does not push this guy away, in spite of the fact that she knows that this guy is not rich. Why? What makes this guy attractive to her? That she cannot say, go, Tony, I don't want to see you don't have money. She's not driving him away, but she's in love with this person, and this one is in love with her, and this one cannot give her what she wants. Then eventually, you now find that the two people, you now begin to build your plot. Now see that, in spite of everything, Tony will now struggle through thick and thin. He will get a degree. That man too has his degree. In fact, before he leaves school, he's already driving a Jaguar.
It's your unleash your creativity, the movement. 2015, are you ready? Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. We come to the house of champions. We hit to the strings like scorpions. We on the winners, we on the champion. Acting or dancing, directing us moving. We on the champion. We strong, we are creative, food and innovative. You got it.
It was very, very awesome having Tola Balogun in the class. It was very, very refreshing, because I believe there are basic things we really needed to pay attention to, of which he brought out, like having a particular motivation before writing your story. making sure there's a very good balance, or do I say equilibrium, between your team and the content, because sometimes you have a team of a story and then the content doesn't really match the team, and then the plot as well. You need to be very careful when unveiling the sequential arrangement of events.
I came here as an actress, learned a lot about script writing, storytelling, directing, and acting. In script writing, I learned about how to have a fundamental when writing, have a good fundamental when writing your script. You should be able to have a good theme that will go with the content of your script, of your story.
I learned script writing in today's class by Tola Balogun. I learned that as a script writer, you don't have to write your scripts. You don't have to give like a straight story. You should give your viewers like a suspense in the story. They shouldn't know the end from the beginning. So you should be able to give them a story whereby they will not be able to understand until they get to the end of the story or of the film.
I was privileged to attend some of the best classes where a couple of things about script writing was broken down to us properly. You know, before coming to UUC, I felt I understood it all. I knew what it took to be a script writer, but in getting here, I found out that there is a whole lot to learn. You know, I sat with one of the amazing lecturers, Tola Balogun, and he was able to break down the procedures of writing a script, different types of scripts for documentaries, scripts for dramas, scripts for films. You know, initially it was just everybody can write script, and you just write the script. You didn't know how to really structure it, and the strategies at which you write it. You know, suspense should be there, and you should be able to make your audience always be on their toes to know what else you're bringing on board, make their eyes always glued on the set, and the strategies of how to scatter the stories and reconnect them back again to be able to pass a proper message. So far, I know I'm still a work in progress. There's still so much more to be learned. So being at UUC has not just been amazing, it has been a blessing to me too.
It was an educative class with Tola Balogun on script writing. I know definitely you know that every good film starts from the script. Just like he has said, as a script writer, you have the ability, you have the audacity. Shall I use that word? You have the temerity. You have let me not use words. You have the power to command words. You have the power to tell a story in any angle you want to tell it from. And definitely, you learn so much, just like I did in that segment. Then, I'll be showing you what actually happened with the participant. Where participant got to nominate their house leader. And finally, we're going to know who came out as the winner. We'll need two house leaders, male and female, who are going to be giving commands. And they have privileges. As a house leader, you are not to be evicted. That's one of the advantages. Let's meet and see the nomination exercise. I'll be right back.
It's your leisure creativity, the movement. 2015, are you ready? Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. We come to the house of champions. We hit with things like scorpions. We on the winners, we on the champion. Acting the dancing, everything is moving. We on the champion. We strong, we are creative, the food and innovative. You got it.
I'm nominating Nandi Ejofo.
I'm nominating Suye because Suye have the mind of a leader, so I'm nominating her.
The house leader that I'll nominate is Wealth.
I nominate Happiness.
I want Ife Golibe to be my leader.
Okay, the house leader I would nominate is Prince Eric, because I feel he is, well, he listens well enough, and he also has some leadership traits that won't be bad.
I nominate Sue as my house leader because she's brave, she's bold, she knows how to talk, she knows how to give command.
I think I would nominate Lionel will do well as a housekeeper.
I think I nominate Tony, 24, to be the house leader.
I think I'm going to nominate Suwe Honoring.
I'll go for Peace, George.
I think who I should nominate for house president is Bright, my fellow housemate.
I would nominate Ed.
I nominate Sway for the general group leader.
I'm nominating Stephanie as the house leader because she's well coordinated and she knows how to handle stuff. She's disciplined.
I think Sway Honoring would be the best.
It's your unleash your creativity, the movement. 2015, are you ready? Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Unleash your creativity, got the ability to come from the city. We come to the house of champions. We eat with things like scorpions. We on the winners, we on the champion. Acting the dancing, everything the singing. We on the champion. We strong, we are creative, the food and innovative. You got it.
You all saw that nomination exercise for yourself. So many persons were giving reasons why they nominated Sui as house leader. I believe that she emerged, hopefully, as the female house leader. And also for Mwoga, who also confidently said he can give instructions to other housemates. Congratulations to them in advance. This is how far we'll be going on to this show. Remember to follow us on all our social media platforms at UC Nigeria. My name is Anu Gospel Fame. Please join me on another exciting episode as I come your way again. Bye for now.
Creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Creativity, got the ability to come from the city. Creativity, got the ability to come from the city. We come to the house of champions. We eat with things like scorpions. We on the winners, we on the champion. Acting the dancing, everything the singing. We on the champion. We strong, we are creative, the food and innovative. You got it, I got it, so bring it on, bring it on. Do your best and be your best. Bring it on, bring it on. Do your best and be